This video is brought to you by Skillshare, but more on that in a moment. Hello and salutations travellers, I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and today we're back to roast some more fucking Commander players, because they deserve it. However, in previous videos you may have seen that I have roasted the top 30, the next 30, the next 30, I think I did another 30. We've done like 120 Commanders at this point, and there was a lot of fucking legendary creatures in Magic, but I decided this week, or this month should I say, I didn't want to do another 30 popular, because we're getting into the middle level where I actually quite enjoy most of the Commanders, so I wasn't being harsh enough. So I thought I would scrape the bottom of the proverbial barrel. I thought I would go for the lowest hanging fruit, although those two analogies feel like I'm both stretching down and reaching up like some sort of sexy yoga instructor. Either way, we're going for the least popular Commanders in all of Magic the Gathering. To explain my methodology in coming to these 30, I have gone on to EDH Rec. I've looked at the past 2 years popular Commanders. I've sorted it by, well, you couldn't sort it. I had to scroll to the bottom of the thousands of Commanders and Commander pairings and picked all of the ones from the bottom. Now I'm going to clarify, I'm not doing any partners or any Commander plus companion combination, although if you play Horde of Notion with Kamina or Kahina, whatever it is, that's okay. Every other companion commander combination can fuck off. I'm also excluding any of them that were on there that already had deck lists submitted for Dungeons & Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms set that's coming out due to, well, the set's not out yet, people haven't brewed properly around it, submitted their decks and availability. Ironically, some of these commanders are very unpopular simply because of availability in the Americas. More on that in a moment. We have a tier list, as you can see on screen here. We have S, A, B, D, C, and D, and of course D always stands for dog shit. What I will be doing is I will be putting these into their tiers based upon the science, and that science is the science of opinion. That's right, I am a content creator on the internet. I make videos and you watch them, therefore, ergo, you must hang on every word that I say. You must try and correct me in the comment section. You must get unreasonably annoyed at me on Twitter for no apparent fucking reason, but also, you must take my opinion as fact. So I'm going to put them in there depending upon how I feel about the Commanders. Now, fun fact, I'm going for the most unpopular. I think I've played against 3 of these total. If you can guess which ones you think I've played against. Hell, one of them I think was on Commander Clash. But if you can guess it in the comment section below, I will read it and be like, huh, they guessed it, and never acknowledge you. Before we crack on though, don't forget that Skillshare are sponsoring this video. They reached out to sponsor me for hobby content that helps to inform and teach my audience. And what better way to inform and teach my audience than to roast them mercilessly? Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take those next steps in advancing their creative pursuits, with an absolute ton of classes covering topics from illustration to web development to marketing. There's loads of stuff on there. It's aimed at curious people looking to develop their skill sets, whether that be for beginners or pros, and it offers classes that combine both video lessons with class project modules that help you to internalize the learning. In these ad integrations before on the channel on stream, I've talked about how I've used Skillshare to improve my Photoshop skills for my thumbnails, for understanding cameras and lighting and ISO and focal length and stuff to make the videos look nicer. It's also giving me some insight into the production of larger scale video projects, watching Marquez Brownlee's insightful YouTube success video series, where we get a look at his workflow and his philosophy towards approaching video projects. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description below will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Like I said, a link in the description below so you can get your free trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your own creativity today. A big thank you to Skillshare for supporting the content. Let's get on with the roasting. First up is the Myojin of Cleansing Fire. It is an 8-mana 4/6. It comes into play with Divinity Counter like all the other Myojin do. It's indestructible as long as there's a Divinity Counter on it, much like all the other Myojin do. But all of them have like a spell effect when you choose to remove the counter as an activated ability. This one destroys each other creature. It's a Wrath of God on an 8-mana body that's indestructible. It is the least popular Myojin for a reason, and that reason being that it's white. The majority of white cards in Magic for the longest time, especially in Commander, haven't been that great. Being mono white is rough. It's probably, I haven't looked this up, but it's got to be the least popular colour in Commander, right? Having an on-demand Wrath of God is cool, but on an 8-mana 4/6 body, it's pretty shit. I'm going to put it in the C tier. It's a perfectly reasonable utility creature that I will never ever play as a Commander. Nagal, bound by honor, is a Bushido 1, and whenever it attacks Samurai, you can draw it +1/+1 to end of turn. It's a 4-mana 3/3 Samurai Matters Tribal Commander. Fucking A tier. If you're going to sit down and play mono white Samurai against me, props to you. The biggest reason there's props for this though is that There's only 20 samurai, including this one, in the game that are mono white. Now, obviously, there's gonna be changeling, there's gonna be mirror entities and stuff, but that's like fucking balls to the wall hard mode commander. Next up, we have the Unspeakable, a commander that I have played against before. It is a 9 mana 6/7 flying trampler. When it does combat damage to a player, you may return target arcane card from your graveyard to your hand. There's going to be a theme around this week's video. It's mainly going to be very, very narrow like commanders that pay off, weird old fucking mechanics like arcane or samurai, and a lot of it's going to be from either Kamigawa or Portal 3 Kingdoms. Now, Portal 3 Kingdoms was a set that I believe had limited availability in the Americas, and the fact that the English printings of the cards are quite rare to find, so there was a weird price discrepancy between most Portal 3 Kingdoms cards for America and Europe, and I couldn't figure it out until I posted on my Discord, and John the Baptist, Inspector John, he figured it out. It's that in Europe we can get the Chinese and Japanese language versions of those cards for quite a lot cheaper, and then the English versions are 60, 70 euros, up to $100 for some of those things. So most of the cards on this week's list are from Kamigawa and that. I think both of these sets were just not well received in America at all, and therefore people don't have nostalgic attachments to them, and the mechanics that they played with weren't very good. A 9 mana 6/7 that pays off an arcade. Look, if you're gonna smash me with it, you can smash me with it. I'm on board for you smashing me with this. I think you're gonna fucking struggle. So playing Magic on hard mode, I know Margin's kind of hard mode, but we got a Wrath of God fucking built in. Playing Magic on hard mode deserves some fucking props. Rorik's Blade Wing is going in the dog shit tier. A 6/5, 6 mana flying hasty dragon. Okay, he's got some sort of like importance in the Magic story, but we all know that Magic story is for fucking nerds. On top of that, this took up a rare slot in Eternal Masters. It's like Wizards were fucking laughing at us when they reprinted this piece of shit. Next up we have Rashka the Slayer, a 5 mana 3/3 that can block creatures with flying because it's got reach, and if it's assigned to block any black creatures, it gets +1/+2. Okay, rarely be the prey so haughty as to hunt the hunter, says Baron Sengir. So I assume thematically she's a vampire slayer, she hunts Baron Sengir. That's kind of cool. I think she's the only card I've ever done in any of these videos that's from Homelands. That gets a prop from me. Homelands is the home of didgeridoo after all. This card is absolutely dog shit, but in a way that I find very amusing. She's the closest we've got to a Buffy the Vampire Slayer card, both in look and theme. I'm going to put her in S tier, and I can't explain why. I guess maybe it's so that people get fucked off in the comments that I dared to put Rashka the Slayer in S. Also, it's kind of a mission statement that this video is not to be taken seriously. When you comment down below that you're upset by one of my choices in this video, it feeds me, it energizes me, it empowers me like some sort of throbbing erection. Dude, wait, I fell apart there. I just started thinking about throbbing erections. Grandmother Sengir is a 5 mana 3/3 that taps and to pay 2 mana to give target creature -1/-1 to end a turn. The art is phenomenal from Pete Venters here. I love how fucking grim this is. The card is dog shit though, and it's also from Homelands. Homelands puts it up. So art plus Homelands, that's 2 tiers above dog shit. It's going in A. It's going above these two though. If you're playing Grandmother Sengir as your thematic vampire commander instead of some boring ass like Edgar Markov shit, then you're good in my book. Casimir, the Lone Wolf, a white-blue 4-colorless 5/3 from Legends. His text says, popular indeed is the tale of how Casimir was once a holy man who renounced his order to take up the sword, but this is a tale is no more likely than any other. I don't give a fuck, this card is shit. D tier. It's funny how also these are the least popular commanders in all of Magic the Gathering, and it's by far the most expensive 30 because some of these cards are hundreds of dollars because of the reserve list and because, well, the world is fucked. Guan Yu, Sainted Warrior. I'm gonna fuck all these names up. I'm so sorry in advance. 5 mana 3/5 with Horsemanship. Horsemanship's really cool. It's basically flying with a different word. So it can only be blocked by other creatures with Horsemanship. You might think I'm joking. I am not. Horsemanship is just a reworded version of flying very early on in Magic's lifetime during Portal 3 Kingdoms, a set designed at the Eastern or Asian markets to appeal to their sensibilities of fantasy and fiction and stuff like that. And they thought horsemanship would be a good way to change flying. They've never really done this since Shadow has existed, but it's not kind of the same change. When Guan Yu is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may shuffle Guan Yu into your library. He's a human soldier warrior under the creature updates. Oh, fucking hell. I feel nothing about this card. Horsemanship. I think horsemanship guarantees you a C grade. I think horsemanship is very cool. The idea, I mean, San Quan Lord of Wu is a Magic card that can give cosmic horsemanship. So cosmic rides into battle on a horse and can't be blocked unless you've got a horse. That's the good shit. So horsemanship ticks you up, but the rest of this is just so fucking boring. Okay, I'm gonna put this in C tier because it just bores me to tears. A lot of these commanders are gonna be what the hipsters play, right? They're gonna be people who don't want to play the normie stuff. So they play the most obscure stuff they can because they've got these cards from when they were a kid, or they've got these cards because they've got too much disposable income. Either way, we're just roasting either rich people or hipsters. And both of those things are very fun to poke fun at on the internet. Liu Bei, Lord of Shu, horsemanship, and Liu Bei, Lord of Shu gets +2/+2 as long as you control a permanent named Guan Yu, Sainted Warrior, the one we just looked at, or a permanent named Zhang Fei, Fierce Warrior. I dislike cards that name other cards in Commander like this because you're likely to have them together kinda fucking sucks. But they've got Bay in their name, so yeah, we're just gonna slam them into B. In you go. I mean, it's better than the last one, and it's got horsemanship. Sunsei, Young Conqueror is a horsemanship 3/3 for 5 mana. When Young Conqueror enters the battlefield, you may return target creature to its owner's hand. So it's strictly better than the last two. It's a, well, I say this, strictly better, it's got a different stat line. It's a 3/3 horsemanship creature that bounces a creature. I'm gonna put this in the top of B tier. No, bottom of A. Fuck it, no, I'm gonna put it mid A. No, bottom of A. Gotta leave room for other better horsemanship cards. There's gotta be some on this list, surely. Meng Huo, Barbarian King, a human barbarian soldier, a 5 mana 4/4 that gives other creatures you control +1/+1 if they're green. I really like his shirt, but I'm not really keen on the ability. I think anthems in green are unfair. I think that should be a thing that green doesn't get. It upsets me. I don't like to see it. It's Wizards, stop eroding the white part of the colour pie to give green abilities back in 1993 or 4. Bottom of C, Tukmir Nethlock. It's a person having an orgasm inside a mist with a helmet made out of bits of dinosaur. It's also red, red, green, green, flying human wizard that can tap to give target creature +2/+2 and end of turn. I have never seen this card before, and it's giving me life. S tier, what a wonderfully fucking weird card. Rashida Scalebane is a 5 mana. There's a lot of these double pipped 3/3/4s and 3/3s, isn't there? It's a 3/4 that taps to bury target attacking or blocking dragon, gaining life equal to that dragon's power. So it's the anti-dragon commander. You know what? I think the place that you play this is if you know your local metagame, your local playgroup, there's a lot of commander, and there's a lot of dragon commander. There's a lot of Scion of the Dragon shit flying around. And you just want to fuck them up. Or someone's playing tribal with Morphon, and you just really want to fuck them up. I think this is God tier. S if you're looking to piss your friends off. Hivis of the Scale is a 5 mana 3/4 again. What the fuck? What is up with old Magic? You may choose not to untap it during your untap step. Tap it to gain control of target dragon. If Hivis comes untapped, you lose control of Hivis. Lose control of that dragon. By the same logic as Rashida, I'm giving Hivis a strong S just below Rashida. You're gonna play this to fuck off your friends. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put it below the Deathlock thing though, because that thing's art's way better. Telim Tor, a 5 mana 2/2. Okay, they're getting worse. That's fucking wild. I didn't think that was possible. It's a flanking lord. When it attacks, all attacking creatures with flanking get +1/+1 to end a turn, and it has flanking. So I guess when it attacks, it's a 3/3. Flanking is an interesting mechanic because it often blows people out. I just don't understand it. The -1/-1 to a creature blocking. So I like it in a way because it feels skillful, but it's only just above banding for mechanics people play because they want to upset or piss people off. I'm going to put it firmly at the bottom of C. No, I'm going to put it above this green lord shit though. Flanking lords are cooler. Hikari Twilight Guardian, a 5 mana 4/4 flyer. That's right, power creep is real. Whenever you cast a spell or arcane spell, you may exile Hikari Twilight Guardian. If you do, return it to the battlefield under its control at the beginning of the next end step. So when you cast Spirit or arcane spells, you get to flicker Hikari itself. It is so fucking dumb that this is a I guess it's pacifism immune in limited. It's a perfectly reasonable 5 mana 4/4 flyer in limited. Why you'd play this as your commander, I don't know. I'm going to put this as dog shit. I like that it's a narrow something matters commander with Spirit and Arcane. I love that it ties the two from the set together, but it pisses me off that it does absolutely nothing. It just resets. It's got vigilance if you do that. Such a wank fucking ability. I'm sorry, Hikari. I don't want to be too mean, but that is fucking wank. Iona, Shield of Emeria is not very popular because she is banned in Commander. If someone come to my table and said, look, rule 0, friends, rule 0, can I play Iona as my commander? I'll be like, fuck off, mate. D for dog shit. Huangzong Shu General is a 4 mana 2/3. Is that better or worse? It hasn't got horsemanship. Can't be blocked by more than one creature. That's right, you have to solo duel this 2/3 for 4 mana. Honestly, loving the beard. Loving the armor. The staff, the spear looks a bit blunt. I'm going to put them in the middle of C. Above the shitty lords, but not much higher. Zhao Xinglong, Tiger General, isn't actually leading any tigers. He's got horsemanship, so I can't put him lower than C, but the lies on the tin puts him at the bottom of C, but above the shitty Green Lord, obviously. Lady Sun, on your turn before you attack, you may tap Lady Sun to return it and any other creatures you control to their owner's hands. A 3 mana 1/1 with a very unique ability to just reset things to hands, then you can cast them again, reset ETBs. You know what? This is probably my favourite of them so far from this list that from Portal 3 Kingdoms. Affirm B. It's just going to be absolutely ruined by the power creep of Contemporary Commander and how good commanders are now, but it's a very, very cool effect. Lusu Wu Advisor is a 5 mana 1/2. On your turn before you attack, you may tap Lusu to draw a card. It's a one-sided Howling Mine. Look, we all know, I'm putting it in S, we all know that islands are the most powerful lands because some dickhead at your game store won't shut the fuck up about it. We all know that draw a card is the best with 3 words in Magic because some dickhead like me won't shut the fuck up about it. That means, therefore, hitherto, that Lusu is the best commander ever printed because you can cast it with violence and it draws you a card. Even on the turn you played it, I believe. I haven't checked the Gatherer, I'm not going to. Zug Jin Wu Strategist, a 3 mana 1/1. On your turn before you attack, you may tap Jews in to make one creature unblockable this turn. Oh, it was almost as good as the last one. This is dog shit. Doesn't even draw a card. Fuck off. Actually, I'm going to put it at the bottom of B. It's not as cool as the Return of Your Things, so that's interesting. It's not as cool as Draw a Card, because Draw a Card is very good. Anyway, onwards. Zun Yu Way Advisor. On your turn before you attack, you may tap Zun Yu to give one of your creatures +2/+0 until the end of your turn. There's a whole fucking slew of these things, and this has got to be the worst. Get out of here. Zhang He Wei General, 5 mana 4/2, so we're mixing it up a little bit. Horsemanship, so minimum C, because horsemanship is fucking awesome. When he attacks all your other creatures, +1/+0 until end of turn. That's fine, I guess. We're going to put that in C. We're going to put it above all the useless shit, though. And above Myojin, because Myojin's boring. Zhang Lao, Hero of Hefei, a 6 mana 3/3. And when Zhang Lao successfully damages your opponent, he or she chooses and discards a card from his or her hand. It's a Hypnotic Spectre with no evasion for 6 mana and 1 more point of power and toughness. Get in the fucking bin. D tier, but above the shit advisor. Iuzuka the Ruthless is a 5 mana 3/3 Bushido 2 and 3 mana Sacrifice a Samurai. Samurai control gain double strike until end of turn. How many red samurai are there? There's 9. And that includes Izuka. That's some double hard mode shit. That's super hard mode with a really interesting payoff because double strike is fun. I'm going to put it above the other one that we put in the hard mode A tier. That stuff's gas. Jawari the Earth of Flame is a spirit legendary creature from Kamigawa for 5 mana 3/3, and it's got the channels. There's a lot of spirits that channeled their ability prior to you casting them. So it can activate for red and X to tap and basically fireball a creature without flying, or you can channel it by discarding it and doing the same thing for red, and X. Bearing in mind, it's each when you discard it, but it's commander, so you're discarding it's going to be quite rare because you rarely put these things back in your hand. It's not interesting, it's not fun. The artwork is fucking wild, and I actually adore a lot of the spirit, weird, creepy, alien-esque not Alien the film, but like just Alien a little bit. The alien-looking artwork from Kamigawa's spirits and stuff. I fucking love that. For that reason, I'm going to put it at the bottom of C, but I'm actually going to put it only above the shit Green Lord. This card is very fucking bad, but I do love the art. Major Terror, a 4-mana 2/3 flying. For 4 mana, you can sacrifice him to remove all black creatures from the game. Look. You know what I said earlier about your friends playing Sign of the Ur-Dragon and shit? Well, let's be real. Everyone's playing Tegrid now, right? And if your friend rocks up and they're playing Tegrid, you should be playing Major Terror. Look, you're going to get it out slower because they've got access to rituals and you haven't. You're in mono right, so you've basically just shot yourself in the genitals already with a big gun. But you are playing a Bird Soldier Legend. Now, I know it's been evolved to Bird Soldier, but let's just roll with it for a second. You're playing what was originally written as a Bird Soldier Legend. That makes you a legend. Internalize this, my friend. You are the legend. S tier, troll shit. I'm going to put it below that fucking wild art from earlier, though. Commander Greven Ilvek is a 6-mana triple black human warrior with fear. It's a 7/5. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice a creature. Oh, it's got downside. Oh, it's got a big old front end. 1 point over being kind of on rate. Hell, a 7/5 for 6 mana is pretty much on rate. But it's got the classic downside. But it's got evasion. If you're playing this as a story-themed deck around Commander Greven Ilvek and the Phyrexians and all that shit, then you can take yourself up at least 2 tiers. But if you're not, this card is boring, unexciting, and dog shit. Straight into D tier, just above Iona, because I respect it more than Iona, but it's still shit. And lastly, Emrakul. Not very popular in Commander. I can't really figure out why. 15 mana, 15/15, this spell can't be countered. Eldrazi, whenever you cast a spell, take an extra turn after this one. Flying, protection from colored spells, Annihilate is 6. When Emrakul, the Aeon's Tone is put into your grave from anywhere, it only shuffles us into the library, blah, 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 blah. I can't get it. I don't know. Why would you not play this in your color? Why is this not the best colorless commander? I can't keep the joke up for much longer. I know it's banned, but what I wanted to do was go a little bit of time, read it all out, say a few more things, pause and look at the camera, to give people time to write in the comments that, but Vince, it's banned. Because what happens with YouTube videos is that people don't watch the whole video. They hear something that they might disagree with, and it triggers this thing in them, where they're like, I need to disagree with that right now. And that's the internet, right? I mean, that's my job most of the time, is to agree or disagree with shit, I guess. So I get it. But sometimes it's good to finish reading the article. Sometimes it's good to read more than the headline. Sometimes it's good to let the person you're supposedly listening to finish speaking before you open your mouth. And sometimes it's good just to shut the fuck up. Emrakul is banned in Commander, and that's why she's not the most popular colourless commander, or just one of the most annoying win cons to deal with, because every fucker will play her, briberying her, copying her, stealing her, all sorts of dumb shit going on. I'm glad Emrakul is banned. If someone walked up to my table and said, can I rule 0 and play this as my commander? I would probably be more keen than Iona, but I'd still tell them to fuck off. D above Iona, but just below Commander Greven Ilvek. Do you know what? This Green Lord thing, fuck off. Bottom of D tier. Green Lords, pfft, I ain't got time for that. Get out of my game. Stop stealing from the white part of the colour pie back in 1994, whatever it was. How dare you? Mark Rosewater, please. So there is the list. The tier list of the worst 30 commanders in all of Magic's history. The least popular, shall we say. Because let's be real, they can't be the worst. Lusu literally says draw a card on it and can be cast off of islands. Hell, you can even play it in the same deck as Stormcrow with no downside. And if all of the memes in Magic over the last 10, 20 years have taught me anything, that means it must be the most powerful thing in the fucking world. So they're not the worst commanders. Lusu is probably better than most of the things printed in the latest set that aren't blue-green. But these are the least popular. So do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section below if you think I was way too harsh to that green shitty lord thing, or whether I just rate horsemanship way too highly, which can't be true, because horsemanship is objectively the best mechanic ever made. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comment section down below. Did you enjoy this look at the back end of the popular commanders? I suppose the most popular. The next one might just be on a set itself. I might just do the latest set for the next one, if this proves popular. Let me know in the comment section below. Smash that like button, ring that fucking bell. And also, don't forget, this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Link in the description below for a free trial of Skillshare. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now.